So today we're going to be riding out to Buena Vista del Norte and we're going to be doing an FTP test. I haven't done an FTP test in a really long time. My last unofficial FTP test was back in September and I had an FTP of about 270 watts. For those who don't know, an FTP is it's an acronym. It stands for functional threshold power, which is basically how many watts you can sustain on average over 1 hour. There's a couple different types of tests. You can do an 8-minute test, which isn't super popular. I'm going to be doing a 20-minute test, which means I'm going to have to go as hard as I can for 20 minutes, take my average power for that 20 minutes, and then multiply it by, I think it's 0.95. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm pretty sure it's 0.95. And that'll give you your FTP. So we're going to ride really easy and conserve as much energy as possible until we get to Buena Vista del Norte. And from there, we're going to go up the climb that actually goes towards Masca. I'll probably do Masca afterwards. If I'm too exhausted or if it's going to be too hot, I'll probably go back down and go to Teide or something. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Thought I'd stop and show you guys this view of Chico. Incredibly beautiful little town on the coast. That may have been a Lotto Destiny rider that just rode by. That may have been Henry, actually. So I thought maybe I would stop for a minute and speak about FTP test preparation with this backdrop. It's not about speed, it's more about consistent power. So I'm not worried about how light my bike is or anything today. I've actually got extra water weight, extra tools and snacks and stuff. Unlike if I was going for a KOM. However, similarly to a KOM, pacing is still really important because it is a 20-minute effort that you need to be able to sustain. So Phil Guyman has a piece of advice for KOMs, and he says that you can try and break it up into 3 parts. The first third is finding your pace that you can sustain. The second third is actually sustaining that pace. And the final third is emptying the tank once you know that you're not going to crack before the end of the effort, basically, which is something I kind of use for FTP tests as well. Pacing is extremely important. Also, I will be fairly soon carbing up a little bit. I have a gel, it's a caffeine gel, so I'll be taking that, washing it down with some electrolytes. And I had a big plate of paella last night to carb load a little bit as well, because you know, today's, on top of being a long ride, it will be a pretty high energy expenditure effort. All right, so We're on the base of the climb. I'm gonna start the test once we get up to the switchbacks in maybe 2-3 minutes. We'll be going up that valley that you may or may not be able to see in front of us. I'm a little nervous. An FTP test, it always feels kind of major, especially since I'll be putting this on YouTube and it'll be available for public judgment. Alright, so I'm just gonna let the camera run for this. I've got my Pain Cave playlist on, and it's time for 20 minutes of a self-imposed fucking hell when we cross this pedestrian crossing. In 3, 2, 1. .23 for 8 minutes. That was 3:02 for 20 minutes. Fuck. That's not as good as I wanted. I think I'm still happy with that. I gotta go. Okay, so the FTP test is done. That was an absolute nightmare. I think there's not a cyclist in the world that wouldn't agree with me that FTP tests are just fucking awful. So I think we're gonna finish off Masca and everything, but very slowly. my heart rate got very, very high during that. I think I hit 192 beats per minute and my maximum is like 196. Masca is going to be interesting because it's so steep that you just lose cadence, and you have to do like 250 watts anyways, no matter how easy you try and do it. Masca. It's a ridiculous climb. This is the gradient down here. %. 14. Still got to go up that wall. Switchbacks. Just very chill today. Heart rate's high, but it's also really hot. %, 17. Just a little bit of a view of what we just came up. We started at that notch up there, basically, where that road is. That's Masca. Moving up the switchbacks. So we've mostly just got descent all the way back to Econ de los Vinos. I think I'll climb Guancha, head back down to Puerto over that instead of taking the highway back. Let's get a little extra climbing and volume.